My name is Kiyoshi Hamada. I was born in Tokyo, 1935, and the location that I was born was the Yanaka in Tokyo, where the temple area, because I was born in temple. My father was a superior priest of the Zen Buddhism. So the kind of way that my boyhood was quite natural. But then, when the World War II started, at the my first grade of the primary school, situation changed drastically. One of the experiences that we went through a really hardship in wartime, and not only just the hunger or that kind of things, but also when the bombing comes, it's all over. The bomb came down, and there are so many dead bodies piled up after that in the center of the city. All that kind of situation, I was in there, and yet I never cried, and I never reacted. I don't know why. Mostly my parents really struggled because the religion is totally unrespected. People started to have a new type of religion, so traditional religion was neglected. So financially, we had a really problem, but my parents really cared about their children to get proper education. And thanks to that, my parents, that I was able to graduate Keio University, so as my brother. And my sisters graduated a girls' school. By the way, I was the last of the 4 children, so almost all the time I was too little comparing to others. So then what happened is that I just have to do my own way all the time. That may develop something in my character. At the latter 2 years of the undergraduate, I was studying and trying to develop my own theory of the cost control in mass production management. So then, the time I was in college, we didn't have a computer. We didn't have anything that we can really develop something that whatever we come up to the theory, state on the theory, we can prove it. But I wanted to extend my work so badly, and looking for the kind of the company that I can work for that kind of desire. I chose Toshiba because Toshiba was leading a company to do the mass production of lamp and tubes. I was very happy to be assigned in production management of lamp and tube division. But my desire may not be coming to the reality because management had different ideas. They assigned me a totally different kind of work in the same division. 3.5 years working there, then I was transferred to the overseas operation. But during that time, when I was still working in the lamp and tube division, I was kind of a person that I didn't have any particular succession of people's work. They always assigned me to do something new. So when I see something that is not so desirable, or something problematic kind of situation, I approach my management to try to discuss. But if anything too serious problem, because management itself is involved, so they may not accept anything my approach. And I was struggling how I could do it. So one of the episode I had was that to approach executive vice president of the company, who happened to be the author of the book that I found in the college library to study of the mass production of manufacturing process. But of course, he doesn't know me, and then I never met him. But since he was working in Toshiba, I knew that I can't approach him in the office because I won't be treated as the equal level. So I decided calling him at his house. And somehow he accepted to set an appointment in their house at night. What I was doing was something very unusual in Japan, because in Japan, as a culture, people are always working together by group. So then nobody should be doing alone or doing something different from others. Everybody is on the same level. And if anyone try to do something, it's like sticking out a nail pounded by the hammer. So, but for some reason, I was in different situation. But I knew that my way makes, particularly when I get in more responsible position, I will make more enemies, and I won't be able to even survive. One of the colleagues I had was the son of a chairman of the Toshiba. So he was, on a way, that shouldn't be, but on a way, quite influential. So I said that he was also complaining. So I said, since you are complaining, why don't we do it together to challenge them? And I'll get some other people together. But he backed away. So in reality, I was so disappointed. So I decided, actually, while I was still in New York, decided to leave Toshiba after I returned doing my duty working in New York. And after I get back Tokyo, I approached my management and I said, I'd like to leave the company. They got so mad. What happened is that the executive management, different executive management, wanted to see me and then say, "Stay. As long as you stay, we'll do what you like to do." I can't do just by my own way because I have responsibility to my group people, and I can't let them in a problem. I don't mind to get the problem, but it's not fair to those people. So the only way, if I can't change them, I have to get myself out. So I did. I was sent to United States 1962, April. And that happened to be Charlotte. She was born in upstate New York. But she didn't want to be stuck in a small town. So she decided to come to New York at the same year, 1962. Of course, we didn't know each other. we never met. So for a long time, until 1965, end of the 1965, we never met. But it just happened to be the same year we are in New York. And then through my friend, I met her in church. And somehow we liked each other. So we started to meet more often. So if I liked someone in love, I wanted to get married. So I talked to Charlotte, and if you are not interested in getting married to me, it's no use to be together for friendship. But then Charlotte decided, yes. So we invited Charlotte's parents in New York, and interesting that took them to a Broadway, and then had a supper, and then I told parents I'd like to have the Charlotte as my wife. So Charlotte went back and persuaded parents, and they accepted finally. So she started to prepare for the wedding. Immediately after wedding, she started to work. Sometimes she worked in a doctor's office. Sometimes she worked in regular office, picking up by the temporary job. And then sometimes they wanted to work much longer, like Estee Lauder's. She was assigned to work in new product development division, and they really asked her to continue to work, but she got really exhausted, so she quit after almost 1 year. Or she worked in foreign affairs. We were married in 1967. And the time we moved here is 1985. Probably by 1983, from 1968, she continued to work on and off. But in the meantime, of course, I started to establish the things. But she was the one who really pushed me to do the to get the job in Toshiba. And she liked it for me to develop the computer system. Charlotte really pushed me, do it in a computer. That's much better than doing any other things. So that's also, I didn't care to work in so much sales and marketing, because that's not my character to do that. As I mentioned in my book, from my youth, I was always looking for what is my life. I always think school, working, everything is just temporary, to build something for my own life. So I had an idea of the way, as long as I can be prepared financially to be able to handle our life, I don't mind to quit anytime, because that's still to me temporary life. The ultimate life is to our own life, doing our own way, not to be told by someone what to do. So Charlotte really liked the idea the same way, and she was the only child. So she was almost same kind of mentality I was, doing everything herself. So we are really looking for her. So as soon as we retired, we decided to do, but of course the preparation of the retirement, we bought this house 1985, and then try to prepare everything for the own life. And I like to do the things working for the necessary things in the house. So I make many things. Like this one, I made it. And then those a cabinet on the wall in a kitchen and the dining room, I made it. And these kind of things, everything that whatever we need to do instead of buying furniture, I wanted to make it. And that's why we got this house. It's no furnished, nothing. So that kind of way of life we wanted, but also we wanted to do together. So we took a lot of traveling. We took coast to coast Amtrak the trip, and went to Japan and came back to a different corridor, and also went to the Europe, Austria, Hungary, Switzerland and Italy, and those kind of areas. That was very enjoyable. After I retired, I thought, I should keep something that what I have done, and then from the youth, because nobody around me, nobody knows, except Charlotte. But Charlotte is limited because she didn't raised in Japan. So I started to scribble in the memo type things, and then the memory doesn't come all together. So whatever comes, just write it, and then in between that, somehow it started to fill. But I didn't plan anything more than that. I just wanted to have what I have done. Then that happened. She went first. It was a really disaster to me. That was the first time I ever cried. Just unbelievable that happened. So I decided to go to Japan, living there for 3 months. And I did it. And then, of course, my friend, almost every day, they, one after the other, they saw me, and then we did many things together. That really helped to switch my mind from the kind of situation. I believe that everyone can do if they change the mind around. Because I always said to myself, if someone can do, why I cannot do? Because we are all human. Maybe they say they specialize this way or that way, professional, but it's still same human. So what's the so big a difference? Of course, certain education, certain training may be necessary, but more mental attitude is the important.